Jesus taught often by using parables, and a parable is nothing but an earthly story that has a heavenly or spiritual meaning to it. I'm going to share with you the parable of the farmer and his apples. So one morning the farmer got up and he went to his apple orchard and he picked a bunch of apples. And he took those apples to his neighbor over this way. He got there and he saw his neighbor and he says, "Hey, neighbor, I got up this morning and picked some apples for you." And the neighbor was so excited. He says, "Oh, thank you so much." And he looked in the bag and he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 apples. This is perfect because my wife makes this wonderful recipe of apple cobbler and it calls for 10 apples. So they talked for a while and then the farmer said, "Well, I better get back to my farm and take care of the animals and take care of the crops." So the farmer says, "Do you mind, neighbor? Do you mind if I have one of those apples to eat on my way back?" The neighbor looked in the bag and said, "I can't give you any. The recipe calls for 10 apples." So the next day the farmer got up and he walked this direction to see his neighbor in that area. And sure enough, he picked some apples to take it to his neighbor. His neighbor was sitting on the front porch swinging back and forth. And they talked for a little bit and the farmer says, "Hey, I picked some apples for you." "Oh, wow, perfect. There's nothing more I like doing than sitting on the front porch swing, munching on an apple." And the farmer said, "I need to get back to my farm." But he asked the neighbor, he says, "May I have one of those apples to eat on my way back?" Well, the neighbor reached in and pulled out a nice juicy apple and took a bite of that. And he says, "Here, you can finish that one." The third day, the farmer got up, picked some apples and went to go see a neighbor in this direction. He got there and they were talking for a little bit. And the farmer said, "Look, I picked you some apples." "Oh, wow, 10 apples. This is perfect. My wife makes this wonderful recipe of apple pie and it calls for 10 apples. So they talked for a little while and the farmer said, "Hey, I better get back to my farm now. But I was wondering, could I have one of those apples to eat on my way back?" The neighbor, without hesitation, reached in the bag and said, "Here, take 2. Now all of us are like one of these neighbors. Either one, we have to have them all to ourselves and we can't share. Or we're like the second neighbor who takes a bite out of the apple. Or we could be like the third neighbor who says, "Here, take 2. We at Christ-Centered Investing are here to help you find stewardship in your finances, contentment in your finances, and generosity. Check out our website, christcenteredinvesting.com.